right, everyone, it is time for Saagar and I to tell you who the week's winners and losers in politics were and in the country at large. Saagar, let's start with your winner.
Okay, my winner is Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, the world's richest man.
That could be every week for Jeff Bezos, honestly.
Every week he is the winner, but this week in particular, he talks a lot here about those big tech hearings and why they were so significant. Jeff Bezos did not get a question in the United States Congress until 82 minutes in. Nobody questioned much of Amazon's business practices. There was a little bit from Pramila Jayapal and others. And I checked the stock price. Amazon's stock price has gone up by $1,000 in the last 6 months. Its market cap has increased over 30%. Bezos himself's personal net worth has gone up. As I said in my monologue, I think it was yesterday, 82% of American households have Amazon Prime. 82%. That's more people than voted in 2016.
Like a lot more. It's not even close.
The amount of control and penetration that Amazon has into all of our daily lives, into every website that you use, very good chance that it's hosted on Amazon Web Services. I can go all the way down the line just in terms of their market power. The fact that Republicans and very few Democrats actually seem to care about that issue is incredibly disappointing. And I think Bezos and Amazon are just going to continue to amass even more market power, wealth, and more in the coming years, and that it will take more than a decade or more before any sort of real control exerted by the U.S. government is put into place.
It's hard to see how it happens. And so, we talked to Matt Stoller this week, who is, an absolute expert on these issues. And he was very heartened by the hearings, which I really listened to because he really follows this closely. But I just can't see how you can be encouraged by the total lack of desire to take any real action, right? The Republicans don't care about Amazon because they can't be like, you took down Don Jr.'s tweet or whatever, right? Yes. Or like you didn't properly center Gateway Pundit, or they don't have a conservative bias thing that they can put on Amazon, so they don't really care. I will say the part of the hearing that I was encouraged by most was there were some Democrats. Lucy McBath was good, David Cicilline was good, and Pramila Jayapal was really good in some of their questioning, actually serious about the problem of power, and bigness, which is what these things were supposed to all be about. And so Pramila Jayapal is actually my winner here, not only because she performed so well and had such powerful and insightful questions in the big tech hearings, but she also was one of the only people who had decent questions for Bill Barr well, who I considered putting as a winner this week, because once again, under many hours of questioning, basically they don't lay a glove on him because Democrats are distracted by Roger Stone and Russia and whatever, and they can't get past that. Well, let's take a listen to Pramila Jayapal and how she handled herself this week.
Bezos, in July 2019, your employee, Nate Sutton, told me under oath in this committee that Amazon does not, quote, use any specific seller data when creating its own private brand product. So let me ask you, Mr. Bezos, does Amazon ever access and use third-party seller data when making business decisions? And just a yes or no will suffice, sir.
I thank you for the question. I know it's an important topic, and I also want to thank you for representing us. But I can't answer that question yes or no. What I can tell you is we have a policy against using seller-specific data to aid our private label business, but I can't guarantee you that that policy has never been violated.
That is a major bombshell.
Huge.
I mean, that is a huge revelation that Congresswoman Jayapal was able to get out of him. She also had effective questioning for Bill Barr around how they've handled protesters. So kudos to her for doing her job. I mean, it's a low bar, but she really stood up to power this week, and so I wanted to honor her for that.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good one. Now, who was your loser?
So, once again, here we are. It's Friday. Unemployment benefits expire for many millions of Americans, somewhere around 30 million Americans, depending on the unemployment program with the $600 plus up. Senate left town.
Yeah,
so they effectively lapsed last Friday because of the way that the dates work at the program. Today's the official expiration date of the program. Millions of people don't know how they're going to make their housing payments, stay in their homes. Millions of people don't know how they're going to keep body and soul together and not face just complete financial ruin. And the Senate just, they got to get to their weekend. So you guys will have to stay on hold. And, I think it's unconscionable. And we've been talking about this off air, feeling like we're kind of crazy because I don't see much of the mainstream press. They'll do an article, they'll do a little segment about it.
They have congressional reporters who cover it in and out, but their anchors are not covering it.
No, and they're not featuring it on their websites, on the front page. And this is a massive financial cliff that people are being pushed over needlessly here. And so there's an abdication on the media part, but more importantly, there's an abdication of the Senate Republicans and the White House who knew this date was coming and did nothing to stop this just lapse and total instability and oblivion that they're pushing people into.
Yeah, absolutely. So my loser, it was the nationalist GOP. Have to be really honest here about, my side, the people that I align with have been very impotent and basically unable to push anything. And, really what I've seen is that Hawley's, the plan, I think it's fantastic. I know that they're still pushing it. But at the end of the day, only Cory Gardner signed up, right? That plan is deader today than it was 3 months ago. Yep. People on the right, same thing on the Bezos stuff. There was only 2 Republicans in that entire hearing who challenged Jeff Bezos about third-party selling and about market power. Yeah. Only 2. And the predominant view is actually much more aligned with Sensenbrenner and with Jim Jordan about, we should keep these monopolies together. We should keep these companies actually it'll have more harm, and they still have a consumer standard.
Don't want to punish success.
Yeah, and I'm seeing over and over again as Trump continues to go down in the polls, how this old GOP is just coming back, clawing back at power in the Senate caucus, in the Amazon thing, in the fight about the economy right now. And they are setting this tone for Joe Biden. They are ready for Biden, right? Yeah. They're readier than they ever have been in order to roll out the Obama playbook. And I just couldn't be more disheartened to see that happen. But I have to be honest and just say they're losing, at least right now.
But we wanted to end on a high note here. I have a bonus winner for all of you, which is the children of America who have been given now campaign fundraiser Barbie as part of a suite of new Barbie dolls, including candidate Barbie, campaign manager Barbie. This is bundler Barbie. I can't remember what the other one was. There was one more equally troubling addition to this. But I think it was one of your friends who tweeted, can you imagine anything darker for a little girl than campaign bundler Barbie?
For our society, they're like, sweetheart, when you grow up, you can kowtow to billionaires and make them donate the maximum number of donations possible while putting on a dog and pony show for your donor friends.
Hey, Ken, do you want to go to the pharma lobbyist event now?
Ooh, that is cringe and
time
late
for call
stage
time.
Capitalism. It's extreme late stage capitalism. So
there you go.
We're screwed.
Next week on Rising, friend of the show, Zed Jelani, is going to react to all the weekend's news, and Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, we were just discussing, is going to join us.
There you go. And you know what? I am very sad to say this, but I will be on vacation next week. You are in much better and capable hands with Krystal. And Rachel Bovard will be sitting here on my seat on Monday. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. And don't forget to like and share as well. Tomorrow, we're going to be back for another round of #RisingQs, and we will see you all then.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you back here next week.